What if I told you that a man who never wrote a single word is studied in every major university today? A man who looked absolutely ordinary, had no money, no power, no army, yet 2,500 years later, his name is synonymous with wisdom itself. This is the story of Socrates, the man who proved that asking the right questions is more powerful than having all the answers. By the end of this video, you'll discover why his simple method can completely transform your life. But here's the catch. This isn't just any story. This journey might challenge everything you think you know. So hit that subscribe button now, because you're about to discover the one philosophy that can make you unstoppable. In our world today, everyone claims to be an expert. Social media is filled with people who seem to have all the answers. Politicians speak with absolute certainty. Yet here was a man 2,500 years ago who said the most radical thing possible. I know that I know nothing. This admission of ignorance became the foundation of all Western philosophy and the key to genuine wisdom. Picture ancient Athens 2,500 years ago. Beautiful marble buildings surround you. The Parthenon sits majestically on the Acropolis. Merchants sell their goods while politicians give passionate speeches about democracy. Then you see him, a strange man with bare feet, wearing simple, worn-out clothes. He's not handsome, flat nose, bulging eyes, stocky build. He doesn't look wealthy or powerful. But this ordinary-looking man walks up to people and asks the most bizarre questions. To a cobbler, what is justice? To a military commander, what is courage? To a politician, what does it mean to be a good citizen? Within minutes, these confident experts are left speechless. Their answers crumble under his simple questions. This was Socrates, a man whose only job was to shatter people's illusion of knowledge. Here's the incredible part. Socrates never wrote anything. Not a single book, letter, or line. So how do we know about him? Through his students, especially Plato, who was so inspired that he made Socrates the hero of almost all his books. Athens wasn't just any city. This was the Golden Age, birthplace of democracy, philosophy, and theater. Under leaders like Pericles, Athens became the intellectual capital of the world. But during Socrates' lifetime, Athens fought the devastating Peloponnesian War against Sparta. This 30-year conflict destroyed the city. Thousands died, wealth vanished, and democracy was temporarily replaced by brutal dictatorship. When people are scared and defeated, they don't want their beliefs questioned. They want comfort, not challenges. And Socrates was doing exactly the opposite. There was another group Socrates battled, the sophists. These were professional teachers who charged money to teach people how to win arguments, regardless of truth. They taught, truth is whatever you can convince people to believe. Socrates taught, the only true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing. On one side, sophists making money by teaching people to win at any cost. On the other, Socrates working for free, showing people their knowledge was just opinion. There's a questioning technique so powerful it can expose any lie, solve complex problems, and make people discover truth on their own. It's used in top law schools, medical schools, and business schools. This is the Socratic Method. Imagine Socrates meets a military general who boasts, I know exactly what courage is. Socrates, wonderful, please teach me. What is courage? General, courage means standing your ground in battle, never retreating. Socrates, but what about a general who strategically retreats to lure enemies into a trap? Is he a coward? General, no, that's actually brave and smart. Socrates, so courage isn't just about standing firm, sometimes retreating can be courageous too? General, well, yes. Socrates, then what exactly is courage? In minutes, Socrates took a confident expert and made him realize he didn't understand what he thought he knew. The Socratic method has two phases. Destruction, demolishing false beliefs through questions. Construction, searching for truth together. You can use this in your life. Next time you have a strong opinion like money is everything, ask yourself, is money really everything? What about love, health, peace? Can someone have lots of money but be miserable? An unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates said this during his trial facing death when he could have stayed silent to save his life. He chose to die rather than stop examining life. When was the last time you truly examined your life? Not just planned your day, but asked, why am I doing what I'm doing? What's the purpose of my life? Am I truly happy? What are my core values? Am I becoming the person I want to be? Most people live on autopilot. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. They follow society's rules without questioning them. According to Socrates, this isn't living, it's existing like a machine. What separates humans from animals? Our ability to reason and reflect. If we're not using this ability, we're wasting the most important feature of being human. Start with daily questions. What did I do today? Was it right? What did I think today? Was it noble? Am I becoming a slave to my fears and desires? Socrates made a claim that sounds insane. Virtue is knowledge, and evil is ignorance. No human being does anything wrong intentionally. They do evil only because they don't know what's truly good. When Socrates says knowledge, he doesn't mean information. He means deep, complete understanding that changes behavior. A smoker has information that smoking is harmful. It's on the pack. But do they have true knowledge? If they truly understood how smoking destroyed their body and life, they'd never smoke again. Every human being wants what's genuinely good for themselves. When someone steals, they only see immediate benefit, not that they're losing their integrity, peace of mind, and self-respect. If evil is ignorance, we should educate criminals, not just punish them. A criminal is a person with a sick soul lost in darkness who needs to be shown the light. Picture a huge, lazy horse that wants to lie around despite its strength. Then imagine a tiny gadfly stinging it, forcing it to wake up and move. The horse hates the fly and wants to kill it. Socrates described himself as Athens' gadfly. The city was like a lazy horse, and he was sent by gods to keep it awake. He stung everyone with questions about justice, beauty, and truth. His goal wasn't to trouble people, but to save Athens from becoming morally and intellectually lazy. But questioning beliefs makes enemies. Socrates made many powerful opponents, politicians whose ignorance he exposed, poets whose wisdom he questioned, sophists whose business he destroyed. After Athens' defeat and political instability, people viewed any questioning as an attack on the state. They feared Socrates was making youth rebellious and would bring divine wrath upon the city. Two people preserved Socrates' legacy: Xenophon and Plato. Xenophon, a practical soldier, portrayed Socrates as a simple moral teacher giving good advice. Plato, a genius philosopher, showed Socrates as a great metaphysician exploring reality's deepest questions. Most scholars believe Plato's early dialogues capture the real Socrates, while later works contain Plato's own philosophy expressed through his teacher's voice. Plato took Socrates' seed and grew it into a massive philosophical tree. Without Plato, Socrates would have remained a minor historical figure. Plato made his teacher immortal in the world of ideas. 399 BC. A packed courtroom in Athens. 500 citizens as judge and jury. In the dock, 70-year-old Socrates. He faced two charges: impiety, not believing in city gods, introducing new gods, corrupting youth, teaching them to question traditions and authorities instead of begging for mercy. Socrates spoke philosophy. He said he was following divine mission from the oracle of Delphi, who declared no one wiser than Socrates. He realized this was true because he alone recognized his ignorance. Here he spoke his immortal words: "An unexamined life is not worth living." The jury found him guilty by 280 to 220 votes. For punishment, prosecutors demanded death. Socrates could have proposed exile or a fine. Instead, he suggested he should receive a reward-free meals for life at the Prytaneum, Athens' highest honor. The outraged jury chose death by an even larger margin. Socrates had a month before execution due to a religious festival. His friend Crito arranged everything for escape: bribed guards, ship ready, money prepared. But Socrates refused. He said, "If I escape, what message am I sending? I've argued for respecting justice and law my entire life. Athens' laws gave me everything. I chose to live here under these laws. Can I break them now just because the verdict is against me?" He explained that answering injustice with injustice is wrong. "I've lived by principles. Now facing death, I cannot abandon them." On execution day, Socrates calmly drank hemlock poison. His last words to Crito: "We owe Asclepius a rooster," perhaps saying death was healing from bodily illness. A man died, but an idea became immortal. 2,500 years later, Socrates' ideas are more relevant than ever. In our era of information explosion and social media noise, his approach is essential. His legacy lives in critical thinking, questioning assumptions, examining evidence. Before believing posts or videos, ask, is this true? What's the source? What's the other side? Self-knowledge, caring for your soul over external success. One reason for mental health problems is living unexamined lives, following scripts written by others instead of discovering what makes you fulfilled. Intellectual humility and moral courage, admitting ignorance while standing for truth, like Martin Luther King Jr. and Gandhi, who combined humility with principled courage. Socrates is still alive whenever a journalist asks tough questions. A scientist challenges incorrect beliefs. Someone chooses integrity over convenience. You reflect honestly on your day. Awaken Socrates within you. Develop questioning habits. Why do I believe this? What evidence supports it? Practice intellectual humility. Say, I don't know, when you genuinely don't know. Examine your life regularly. Journal, meditate. Ask deep questions about your choices and values. Stand by your principles. Live by your core values even when it's difficult. Becoming like Socrates requires courage, discipline, and constant effort. But it offers something precious, the chance to live a life that's deep, meaningful, and authentically your own. So I'll end with Socrates' question. Are you living an examined life, or are you just existing on autopilot? The answer can change everything about how you experience life. Choose consciousness over comfort. Choose the examined life over mindless existence. Remember, an unexamined life is not worth living. Start examining. Start questioning. Start living. The spirit of Socrates lives on in every person who chooses wisdom over ignorance, truth over illusion, and conscious living over mindless existence. Make sure that person is you,